Greetings, my dear friends. It's Andrea here with a update on the markets for the next week and beyond. I would say today it's August 4th when we have also the new moon in the tropical Leo, and we have Mercury turning retrograde tomorrow on the UTC time zone on August 5th. I would like to outline this time frame from the 8th actually, or even the 5th, let's discuss it, until the end of the week after the next week, which is 18th of August. And then I will come up with other videos that would be on a weekly basis. Here I want to focus only on the general global astrology for the markets and will also outline some things about Bitcoin, but these would be available in detail on my Patreon. Thank you for your attention, and let's dive into it. We have interesting times ahead. First of all, let's start with what happens now and on Monday, because a lot of people ask about this Mercury retrograde and its harmful potential. But I would say that this retrograde would really reverse whatever happens. So we saw the drops that were expected on Bitcoin, and next week we do have, first of all, on Bitcoin, yes, I will tell you some things about it, a Venus opposition, which is already felt now, and we had moon oppositions on Saturday, which were quite strong, and two of them occurring consecutively. Therefore, we had a very slight, a very low recovery, and then we had dips again. In the next week, we can expect also on the 5th a recovery, I would say, to a certain degree, depending on the transaction volume, because today, August 4th, Sunday, UTC time zone is technically positive, but the price action is formed by very temporary aspects. So it's not something very powerful or durable. Unfortunately, we will be like this, I would say, until September. Now we do have also some hope next week, of course. On the 6th, we do have a positive aspect, Venus Pluto trine on Bitcoin, and this will save the whole situation a bit. And then we would go up, I would say, because on the 7th we do have a good influence on the markets, and it's a Sun sextile Jupiter, if I'm not mistaken, and we do have also next day Mercury conjunct Venus, which is a big thing. Even with this Mercury retrograde, I do think this will be quite a powerful conjunction. Still, we have bearish influence ahead, so I would not really expect miracles. What is still interesting on the 9th, we do have a long-term aspect, Neptune sextile Jupiter, which occurred on BTC on May 26th, 2024. So you are welcome to have a look at the price action and to see if you can identify chart patterns, targets, and so on. On the 28th, we had a local peak of 70.7. if I recall correctly. So something similar, like we have a local peak again, could happen. Could it be a new high? I'm not that sure about it, although I do have a doubt. It's more related to the next week, actually, because we do have a long-term influence that is felt already this week. Then we do have the 10th and the 11th, which is the weekend, quite normal, I would say, maybe sideways, slightly positive. And we do have hourly aspects that would shape the price action. If you want more details on it, of course, you can book the weekly hour by hour forecast that is available on both Gumroad and Patreon, and please consider that if you are interested, because it will be quite interesting to trade. I would say one would need all the on-chain data, TA skills, chart patterns and everything to really be successful in the next 2 weeks especially, I would say. Then I would like to go to the next week to cover it briefly as well, because some things are already felt from next week and even beyond. The week commencing on August 12th until August 18th is, I would say, a bearish week, and it's under Uranian influence, which is exact at the end of the week with Mercury, and it's a stressful aspect with Uranus. We have two on the same day, and this will be the a trademark of the week, so to speak. And this is not all. In the middle of the week, we do have on the 14th, maybe technically this is at day level the most bearish day. We would say it's like the aspects are exact. Now, if the price action would really go to a local bottom, this is another question. I think it would happen really later, because when we have planets retrograde, it is slowed down. Everything is slowed down. So it's like astrology is usually lagged, and some things are reversed. Also, the order in which aspects occur could be also inverted. So be aware of that. Astrology here, in terms of chronological order, cannot help too much in the beginning. I think it can help at the moment of the price action, so that you can coordinate better with it. But nevertheless, on the 14th, we have a great Mars-Jupiter conjunction that is in the sidereal sign of Taurus, and therefore it's about the financial markets, it's about this Taurus, it's about money, and we do have Venus very strongly highlighted, because Venus rules Taurus, and we had the opposition the other week. Therefore, I say that the weeks are pretty linked, and the whole week, I would say, would be pretty bearish. But I do have a caveat, and I would like your full attention on this, because it's a very similar situation to July 4th, 5th, and I know that there was a lot of turmoil, but it was only 10, 12 days of loss, to drop from, I believe it was 63 to 54K, and then it recovered again in 10 days. So something like that could happen. Now, in the previous case, at the beginning of July, we did have a chronological order where the pump on the 4th, 5th was, before. And then we had the dump on the 11th, but it seemed to reverse order. And we also had at that time, if I recall correctly, I think Neptune retrograde. So we had a turning retrograde at that time. And this is similar now. It's with Mercury. This is another story, because this is not an outer planet and it's a more regular movement. But still, we could have this surprise, and in my opinion, this could be the case because we have, again, for the pump, the ascendant is involved, and this is an approximation. And we do have also the same situation, so we had this in the beginning of July. Therefore, I see the situation similar. More than that, we do have Rahu, the North Node, which is involved on the ascendant with a trine. And this is the 5th aspect of Rahu, which is quite powerful, not the most powerful one, but this can also bring a sudden peak on a day when everything is red. The controversy here is the order in which it happens, and this is because Rahu is a shadow. Actually, it's a mathematical point, but we cannot pinpoint, even if we use the true node, exactly the day. You still have a day and a time, but this could occur before and after. So what I'm trying to say here is that 14th, 18th, I see them as dumps, yes, technically on the days and taking into account the aspects. So if we have any peak, it would be between the 9th and the 13th. Maybe that would be the logical order. And then we will have a dump. Or we could have also a peak afterwards. So whatever happens, the 14th, which is positive, to be really shifted afterwards, and then we will have the peak after. So at this moment, with the current state of the price action, I'm on the 4th of August. To do the prediction exactly for the 18th is not that easy. I incline to say that it will be dump at the end of the week after the next week, so on the 18th, but I will come up with details. Maybe at that time I will not be available for videos, therefore I cover 2 weeks now, and I hope this information was interesting for you. So caution, astrology will not solve all the puzzle, and you are very welcome to really use all your toolbox elements, on-chain analysis, including everything, in order to navigate these 2 weeks. I wish you inspiration, I wish you success with it, and do not lose trust in the bull market, because once the liquidity will be more stable and the cycle will really start and kick in, I think we will have more stability in the markets. Therefore, all these beautiful astrological aspects would be much more stable and telling, because they will materialize, because money is there. And for this, I would like to tell you that we will have also other videos. There are also other interesting things happening in the sky. For example, the Jupiter-Saturn square, please check it. I have it available. And we are also roughly on the 18th of August, because this is, the end of my time span that I talk about now. Also 1 month, we will be 1 month ahead the eclipse. Usually even 5 or 6 weeks before, we know that we get a big shake, so the magnitude could be big on the dumps, and we will have also a pump, because one eclipse usually would really give something, the other one will take something away from you in general, but also from Bitcoin, so from the price. I will come up with details in the second part of August, and I will talk about both eclipses, which are again on a specific date, but their orb of influence is much longer. It's about months. Stay tuned for that, and have a beautiful summer, the ones in the northern hemisphere. And I want to thank you for your attention, for liking and subscribing. It helps the channel. And until next time, be joyful. See you.